It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Yeah. Let's go. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Let's get into it, man. How are we feeling this morning, man? It's your guy who was never lying, sometimes defiant, TP Wade the Giant. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and rocking with me. Please make sure that on your way in that you go ahead and like this stream. And if you are new to this channel, especially if you are a New York Giant fan, go ahead and subscribe, man. We got a couple things, man, that we want to discuss this morning, man, because I've been being a fan. Man. I've been speaking highly of my feels and my expectations of this year. You know, I'm on a full, hopium of fandom right now. But we're gonna talk about the other side to it, man. We're gonna talk about some concerns and see if we could come to the same conclusion, man. So let's go ahead and let this intro play, and then we're going to get into it, man. Let's go.
I felt there was no better athlete on that field than me. I was the best athlete on the field. And in order to win, you have to beat me. If you can't beat me, then you can't win.
I tell you right now, you know everybody gonna watch this ass whoop I put on you, right?
It's your guy who was never lying, sometimes defiant. It's a two-way to Giant.
Both feet down on the ground, and then it came out of the pile. This ball's thrown, and Tyree, that may be the greatest catch I've ever seen. And it lobs it, Burris alone, touchdown New York.
All right, real quick, man, before we get into what we need to get into, I was listening to a podcast, man. And they raised this question about their team, and I want to throw this at y'all, right? So with 88 years of age, right? That's being the set age, 88. I just want to see where y'all fandom lies, man, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking about this question, and it kind of was telling. It kind of was telling as to, how much, I bleed blue, man. But here we go. 88 being the set age, how many years would you take off for a Giants Super Bowl? So what I'm saying is, if you were guaranteed one Super Bowl, what would be the number of years you would take away from your lifespan? Let me know. Let me know, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I was thinking about this, man, as they was talking about it on the podcast that I was listening to, with the set age of 88. So, for example, if I say, 2 years, my lifespan will be up until 86 years old, right? For a guaranteed Super Bowl win. Now, 88, I think, is like a fair age. You know, I would say you lived a pretty full life, right? But I honestly think, and I kind of thought about this for a little minute, man. I think that I would take off 4 years. I think I would take off 4 years for one New York Giants Super Bowl, man, because it's bigger than just the ring, man. It's bigger than that. Like I've am blessed enough to have experienced a Super Bowl win in my lifetime. You know, we got a lot of younger fans that don't, have that experience, that don't know what it feels like, right? Like Justin Tuck once said. But for me, it when you have kids, it just opens up a whole new, train of thought of things, man. And like that's one of my like top things on my bucket list, man, is I want to experience a Super Bowl with my sons, man, just with my family, with my kids. And I think that just opens up a whole different element, a whole different just experience of winning a ring. So I would want that bad. That is a memory that you can't replace, man. You can't replace. So me personally, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I would take 4 years from my lifespan for one New York Giant Super Bowl, man. Call me crazy, but that's just how I feel. But yeah. So let's get into like some stuff, man. I mean, really some not really big newsworthy things, man. Just stuff that came across my desk that I, just sat back and I just laughed at all the off-season antics, because the truth of the matter is, man, we are all antsy. We are all just looking towards any and everything New York Giant wise to kind of feed our hunger, man. And one of the things that I seen was, again, man, when it comes to Jackson Dart, this fan base knows how to hype a quarterback, or just knows how to hype a New York Giant player, regardless. And, I respect it. But Jackson Dart, had an accuracy passing challenge versus Cam Ward. And I was reading the comments under the video, and it was just hilarious to see how overrated, that whole thing was, man. Like, fans took that and ran with it. Like, Jackson Dart did whip Cam Ward's ass in that accuracy passing challenge, whatever. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and I don't want this just to be like a negative stream and just somebody who's just thinking negative. That's not who I am. That's not the type of fan that I am. But what we not going to do is we not going to act like we just so damn desperate that we're going to take a little wins like that and just try to crown them and say things like, oh, yeah, we should have definitely got Jackson Dart over Cam Ward and all of this other stuff, all right? Chill out. All right, let's see some football being played first before we go the whole nine with it, man. Another thing, speaking of Jackson Dart, that we've seen, we got the behind-the-scenes phone call, Coach Dable, Jackson Dart, and that was another thing that I was cracking up at. I'm not going to lie, it was hilarious to me because, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but listening to Coach Dable, I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. We kind of seen his desperateness, kind of exposed a little bit, man. Because in that conversation, he was telling Jackson Dart that he loved him and shit like that, and he was like, "Look, man, I'm banking on you." And I was like, "Damn, man, he really want this shit, man. Like, yeah, he really understands what he did, man, gambling on a Jackson Dart." And you could, to me, I don't know, maybe y'all may have read something else, but to me, I'm like, yo, yeah, Coach Dable is really, he's feeling the hot seat, man. He's definitely on it. But that was just hilarious to me. And then Jackson Dart, just having that confidence and just replying with the whole, you a smart man, for betting on a man like me, So that is just dope. And more content that we see in J Money. We see J Money with more and more swag, man. So I can do nothing but salute that, man, because Lord knows that's the one thing this New York Giant, fan base can use is a quarterback with some type of sauce, man. And this is definitely by far the most sauce that we have ever seen in a quarterback room, man. So I'm rocking with it. I am definitely rocking with it. And yeah, man. Yeah, we just gotta wait to see how that gels together. And then of course, LT. Y'all know how I feel about Lawrence Taylor. I think we all feel the same way about our GOAT. Lawrence Taylor talking to the Giant players. And usually, I don't really think too much about it, man, but come on, man. This is LT we talking about. And when LT talks, you listen. All right. Now, it was just dope to see that. Of course, they made a little Coach Dable kind of, bust the air out of the balloon and made a joke of talking to Abdul Carter, talking about, yo, Abdul, you know who this is, with the whole number situation. Everybody laughed. That was cool. But what was dope to me, though, was actually LT was saying some real shit. LT was saying some real shit, and I hope it was felt by the players that was listening to what LT was saying, because, again, when LT speaks, you listen. But LT was just talking about the importance of just gelling together just as a team. And you know what? When he was saying that, it reminded me also of what Ray Lewis always preaches. Because I listen to Ray Lewis often, especially when I used to play football. Ray Lewis was the guy that I would just listen to. And he always spoke about, that one band, one sound mentality. You know what I mean? So here, Lawrence Taylor kind of speak to that. And then, I think the next day, Justin Tuck, he speaks to the same thing. And I believe Victor Cruz even, kind of alluded to that. So, that is definitely super duper important, with us having just a young ass team and, the new faces in this locker room, and for this just to be the year that it is, how important it is. We need more than ever, man, for all of this talent that we have to gel together and for them to do, their roles and responsibilities on the field, because that's such an underrated thing, man. We could talk about, player attributes, individually all day, all day long. But it's all about how everyone gels together, man, and that is the main thing. So I just thought that was, a little nugget, that LT kind of threw out there. But anyway, let's push all of that to the side, man. I wanted to take the time to really go over some of my concerns as it stands right now, to date. Because I've noticed, man, I just been on high, right? I've been speaking nothing but positivity, and I've been hyping my squad up as much as I can, right? But I also want to, go ahead and speak to the concerns, man, the question marks, because these is real deal question marks. These is real deal concerns. And I will go as far as to say, any concerns that I have brought up in previous years, they were real deal concerns. They were real deal concerns. So the number one question mark for me, man, is just Coach Dable. I know I've said this plenty of times before, but Coach Dable hosts the biggest question mark, man. You know, after last season, Coach Dable paused, but left a bad taste in my mouth, and I was pissed off, man. I was ready to let Coach Dable go. I was ready to get rid of him and all of that. But Coach Dable is the head coach, and we rocking with him. And so I'm looking more on the positive side of Coach Dable and trying my best to not focus on so much of the negativity. But there are just question marks, man, when it comes to Coach Dable, the head captain. First is we just got to do away with the old shit. Like that whole approach to what we did last season, we got to just do away with that shit. I'm talking about everything, man. We got to completely do away with that. I can never forget how last season, right? If you compare last season to now, right? It is vital. It is so important that the New York Football Giants start this season off with a bang, man. Start off firing. Like I say, don't sit there trying to play defense, taking punches. We got to deliver punches. These first 2 games of the season are major. And last season, man, I remember when we went against the Vikings and we looked just so unprepared, man. Coach Dable, that cannot happen this year, man. That cannot happen this year. We need to go into games where we are out coaching the ops. That's what I need from Coach Dable, man. Like the approach of the Giants, playing small ball is just not us, man. It is just not us. So for once, man, I just want to see that 2022 style of things, kind of, because we were a little reserved on that year, but I want to see just an aggressive approach, man. And when I say aggressive, for the oh my God, man, for the life of me, aggressiveness, because I can tell you, man, watching these games last season and just seeing how scared we played, man, like getting up to the red zone and then deciding to kick a field goal rather than having some type of heart to go for it. These short yardage games, punting the ball when we could have, potentially went for it. Like, I just need aggressiveness from Coach Dable, man. Like, I know I mention the Lions a lot, but it's because I just love their style of play. Like, I love how Dan Campbell says, you know what, fuck it, I'll live with the results. But one thing that we are gonna do is go hard. And that's just what I want to see from Coach Dable. I want to see that mindset there, man. I don't want to go out there looking scared. That shit, I'm so tired of that shit. That is, man, I'm telling you, that is a pet peeve of mine, man. Another thing. I don't want to hear about, these I don't want to hear in the off season you kind of hinting at the fact. I don't want to hear you talking about it. But one thing we need to get shaken is this passing game, man. This passing game. I am tired of each and every year talking about the potential of these receivers. Let's get to it. Now, the running game, we already know how essential the running game is. Nothing shakes without the running game. But we need to open up this passing game, man. I'm telling you, man, we got the talent. We have one of the best receivers in the game. We have a quarterback, man, who knows his way around the field, each and every field at that. He is a veteran in that theme of things, man. We need to have some type of passing attack, man. And not that rudimentary bullshit that we've been having these past. Not that whole, here comes a hitch. Oh, here comes another curl. No, man, let's get freaky in these play designs for once, man. For once. I'm not saying we got to get too cute. We don't got to do a whole bunch of, what's the Little Giants, what they call that one play? the Puerto Rico. I forgot y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. We don't need that shit. What we need is for some fucking sexy ass play designs, man. For real. We got speed. You know, we have receivers who can make something happen when the ball is in their hands. But we just need better play designs. Now, of course, you know, that's not just a quarterback and receiver thing. I understand the offensive line has to do their part. But damn, man. That can't, I mean, our offensive line also falls into my next point. Player development, man. Player development. That has been one of my biggest knocks on Coach Dable and this coaching staff. Is where in the flip is the player development. Like every year we should see somebody getting better. We should see their game progressing. Instead, man, we just see these players with so much potential and talent just struggling to get out the box, man. And I just hate to see that shit, man, because nothing is more sickening than seeing, you know, the potential of a player, but then when they leave the Giants, they go shine. So that is another thing, man, that this offseason, we really need to go ahead and see the benefits of everybody's talent, man, for real. For real. So I need Coach Dable to put on a coaching clinic. And for everybody's telling me that he's this offensive guru and this quarterback whisperer, enough. I'm tired of the fairy tales. I need to hear it, man. I mean, I need to see it. I need to see it. But as far as positions are concerned, man, some more question marks. These running backs, I spoke to this. These running backs. I don't know what y'all got to do. I don't know how that gets done. But we have to hold on to the ball, man. All of the fumbling and shit that we did with each and every back that was in the backfield was ridiculous. And it was a lack of preparation, and that goes to show the lack of player development, man. Every running back that we had last year was fumbling the rock, and in key moments at that. So as far as this backfield is concerned, you know, running the ball, I don't really have too many complaints. We can run the rock, but we gotta hold on to the flipping ball, man. That shit was killing me last season. So enough of that shit, man. I'm talking about everybody. Devin Singletary, Tyrone Tracy Jr., everybody. I don't even want to mention Eric Gray because I hope we don't even see him in the backfield. Respectfully. But shout out to DNA DSST, says with Jackson Dart and Neighbors, the Giants may have some potential, man.
It's all good, baby.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, that's been the theme of things, man. Potential. But it's time to bring that potential out, man. For real. Shout out to my guy, Iman Perry, man. Giants salute. Good morning to my guy. Shout out to you, man. Just doing a morning joint this time, man. As my schedule, permits. So good morning. And don't forget, if you are new to this channel, man, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this stream as well. Help me with the algorithm and all that good stuff. Don't forget, man, we still are pushing to 1K subscribers. So I need your help with that. Go ahead and do your due diligence and all of that. But back to it. Wide receivers. Again, we keep talking about potential and all that good stuff. But another thing, man, that we just need to see from these wide receivers is for them to catch the damn ball. I'm going to be the guy that keeps bringing this shit up because I feel like, a lot of the onus went on quarterback play, which quarterback play had a lot to do with a lot. But there is a but. Receivers definitely struggled as well, and they were a part of the demise of our last season killings. So these receivers need to do a better job, man, at just making plays, man. Making plays and just catching the rock. I don't need to tell y'all about the games that we lost because of receivers not catching the rock. Y'all already know. So that has to be a point of emphasis. That is also a question mark. Let's keep it going. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Another question mark is just simply tackling. Tackling, man. We've seen some of the poorest examples of tackling last season. And I don't want to hear that us being in the right place, because that shit don't mean nothing if we don't tackle. Michael McFadden was missing tackles. Dane Belton was one of the worst at missing tackles. We need to, man, we need to also make that a point of emphasis, man. For real. That is a big question mark as well. I can remember off the top of my head, I remember one time everybody was in the right place in the right time in the Washington game. We had Jaden Daniels right where we wanted to. And Jaden Daniels had Michael McFadden looking like a little toy out there. I think he give him like a stiffy or something like that. Ain't no way that should ever be happening, man. I get it. Jaden Daniels, he's slippery. But the play that I'm referring to, it was just completely just being soft. And so this defense, man, needs to have an aggressiveness to them to where we just simply doing the small things, man. And we tackling. So shout out to my guy, the Juke, man, in the chat. Giants, the Juke, man. We got to definitely do something soon, man. It's been a little second, but shout out to the Juke. Make sure you also are subscribe to a super dope New York Giant content creator in the Juke. But let's keep this thing rolling, man. Another question mark. Cause damn, there's some question marks, man. There are some question marks. I don't want my my hypeness to overshadow the fact that I do know that there are some question marks. Turning over the ball, man, and I'm talking about defensively, just creating turnovers. We were pathetic as far as having a secondary, man, getting interceptions last season. I think we ended the year with like 4 or 5 interceptions. And to be honest with you, only one of those that I can really remember like meant something. All of the other ones were like struggle interceptions, I would say. And I think we may, if my memory serves correct, I think we had 2 in one game, and that was versus the Colts. If my memory serves correct, don't quote me on that, but I think that was the case. But I do know that all year long, man, we struggled. We struggled in the interception department, man. Playmakers make plays. I mean, we have Javon Holland now. You have a Debo. You have different elements to this defense to where hopefully that changes. But again, until we see the product on the field, as of right now, that is a question mark because that is what we've been left with. Now, I will say we wasn't terrible as far as, causing fumbles and stuff like that. A lot of that had to do with defensive line play, and I only expect for that to get better. But we not terrible in that department. But when the ball is in the air, man, see ball, get ball. This secondary, I would definitely like them to, get on their flight patrol shit and catch up on these interceptions. Another question mark, another hole is just offensive line play. Offensive line play. Of course, I think, we are used to just bringing up offensive line play. I'm not going to be too crazy on it because we have seen, good moments from this offensive line last season. But I would like to see everybody gel together. And I think the main thing that we do need to, have an emphasis on this offseason is what we look like without Andrew Thomas. I don't wish injuries. I really don't even like to speak injuries. But the truth of the matter is, one thing that we have a history of seeing is Andrew Thomas is being injured. And if him being injured means that our offensive line just completely breaks down, then that is something that is a huge question mark and that needs to be addressed. Like, again, I'm going to bring up the Lions. We could say what we want, but the Lions was injured all over this roster, but they kept balling out. All right, they didn't make that as an excuse. That's the type of culture that I'm trying to build over here. One man go down, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the game. So on offensive line play, I just want everybody to gel together, and I need people to start stepping up, man. I need people at these tackle positions, man, who really, want to make a name for themselves, man. Because everything starts in the trenches. We know that. That's no secret. But offensive line play and the totality of it all. And I'm not just talking about when Andrew Thomas is on the field. To me, that's not solid offensive line play. So that is something that is major. That is something that is major. What else I have here in my notes? Special teams. God damn. Yeah, this is a big one. Special teams. Special teams. First of all, look, I'm going to just go ahead and go on record. Graham Gano ain't it, man. Graham Gano ain't it. Maybe old Graham Gano, he had his time, but Graham Gano ain't it. And I just want a kicker for once, man. Can we get a kicker like that I'm seeing everybody else have around the league? Can I get a kicker that's at the 50-yard line and makes it look like he's at the 20? How come I'm looking at everybody else's kicker and they look like they just booting that shit with ease? But us, we struggling with 40 yards. Graham Gano trying to play linebacker and shit, chasing down tackles. And then the shit that irritates me is we lose a game because of his special team efforts trying to chase down tackles. And then he gets healthy again. And then he does the same shit again. So fool me once, but then you start, that be a reoccurring thing. Nah, man. Graham Gano ain't it for me, man. I need me a kicker. For real, man. I mean, respectfully to Graham Gano, because he's put in the work. You know what I mean? He definitely wasn't a scrub, but that's not doing it for me. Also, when it comes to special teams, if I see Eric Gray in kick return even a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. I was about to go crazy and shoot a crazy ass threat. But if you could just read my mannerisms, you know what I was feeling. You know what I was feeling. Eric Gray don't need to see no parts of kick return. No parts. If I'm ever at a game and I see Eric Gray back there at kick return, I'm jumping on the field myself and I'm giving him a hit stick. Pause. Eric Gray, keep Eric Gray from kick return. That experiment is done. It's over with. It is over with. Amir Smith Marset is my guy. He's my guy. That is it. That's the only person that I want to see with the rock in his hands. Smith Marset. Also, on the flip side of things, I know the whole lineup, with the whole kickoff thing is, fairly new. But I'm not with returners getting highlights on us on special teams. Especially the way shit is set up now. It is tailor-made for kick returns not to happen anymore. So this special teams definitely has to tighten up, and I don't want to get into no divisional games where people are taking that shit to the crib. I don't care. This shit is baby food now on kick return. It's not like the old days. The old setup made sense, but the way this shit's set up now, nobody should be getting 6. Nobody. Shout out to my guy Born for Sports, man. Giant salute to Born for Sports. Yeah, man, it is about that time, man. We definitely got to cook up something soon too, man. Born for Sports, the Juke. Yeah, we gonna get something. We gonna get something rolling, man. But yeah, I mean, look, those are my just big question marks, man. Because I know I've been on my fan shit. I'm not even gonna lie, and that's why I always try to make it a point to say that at the end of the day, man, this is coming from a fan perspective. You know, you when any content that you see from me is coming from a fan perspective. You know, and you're gonna get the real. You're gonna get the real. Everything ain't always gonna be, you know, sprinkles and ice cream. But I've been on, you know, that hopium for real lately. You know what I mean? I'm really feeling good about this year. I'm not even going to hold y'all, and I'm not even going to be shy about this shit. I think this season is going to go a lot differently than what a lot of people think. I do. I think we are definitely the sleeper team. We have a lot of young talent. We have a hungry head coach. Hopefully a hungry head coach equates to a smarter head coach. And, you know, of course, we just went down that whole list and things like that. But I really feel like, man, we can make something shake this year. We can make something shake this year. And I know I haven't done a schedule prediction just yet, but I do want to let it be known I have us going 2-0 the first 2 games. I have us going 2-0. That's a fact. That's a fact. So, look, I mean, I'm going to keep doing my thing, and I'm going to keep pushing what I'm pushing. I'm definitely high on where we at right now. I do want to bring up these key dates for y'all, man, just to put in your mentals. We have organized OTAs, man, organized team activity workouts that is here, man, that is here. And, of course, minicamp, New York Giant veteran minicamp that is right around the corner. So that is when shit gets really real, and it's really that time, man. It's really that time. So stay on the lookout, man, for these dates. Keep these in the back of your mental, and because you know that is when the real shit begins, man. And we're gonna see what's what. And we get to see just more football brewing, man. None of that drills and none of this little appetizer content that's feeding you and shit like that. Nah, we get to the nitty-gritty soon, man. But in the meantime, do not forget to go ahead and like this stream and subscribe if you are new to this channel. I am going to do my due diligence, keep pushing out super dope New York Giant content. I just wanted to make sure, man, I do my piece, man. I know this was an early morning stream. This is, you know, schedule's pretty tight, man, but I'm still going hard, man. I'm still going hard, so I wanted to make sure that I did a little something this week. But yeah, man, stay locked in, stay tuned in, and we gonna definitely speak soon, man. So fee, fi, fo, fum. Peace to everybody, man. Y'all have a good day. Have yourselves a good morning. And I'll holler at y'all when I holler at y'all. Peace.
AKA lion, AKA tiger, how we swinging 9, walking through the fire, certified pioneer. Yeah. Keep applying pressure to the foes, going closer than night pit, closer than my dish. Yeah. Keep away the giant hit.